In this question, calcium carbonate is given. It is an insoluble solid. And you should remember that the compounds, the carbonates are insoluble. Almost all the carbonates are insoluble, except the carbonates of sodium, potassium, and ammonium. Almost all the carbonates are insoluble in water.
Okay.
Okay, so
G.
calcium carbonate can be made by adding excess of aqueous calcium chloride to aqueous sodium carbonate. So this calcium and carbonate combine together to produce white precipitates. Okay, so this is the precipitation reaction. A student makes a sample of calcium carbonate. The first two steps of the method are shown in figure 1.1. So what is its method? Add excess of aqueous calcium chloride to aqueous sodium carbonate. So what was in excess? Excess in excess
Aqueous
was in
calcium
yes,
chloride.
exactly. So it was in excess. And in step two, we stir the mixture. So he stirred the mixture. Okay. So just you have to write the name of item apparatus labeled A. What's this?
Glass rod. Stirring rod.
Yes, glass rod or string rod, both are correct. Suggest why the mixture is stirred in step two. What's the reason?
The mixture is stirred up to mix the mm, compounds or substances in the mixture.
Yes, exactly. To mix the substances very well. Okay, otherwise it will take time. Okay, after step two, the student filter the mixture. So definitely you can understand that after stirring, there would be the maximum precipitation that could occur. And after precipitation, we have to separate the mixture. We have to separate the precipitate, sorry. So
G.
after step two, the student filters the mixture to remove the solid calcium carbonate formed and correct the filtrate. But draw the level diagram to show the apparatus used for the filtration. So first I will draw it, and we should draw the simple one, leave it as it is. And conical flask, filter paper, and here the filtrate. This is filter paper. This is filter funnel. Not necessary to label this conical flask because there could be anything. This is solid calcium carbonate. Mention it that it is solid. And if you want, then you can label it as well. Conical flask or Erlenmeyer flask. Its name is Erlenmeyer flask. We say it conical
Okay.
because it is conical in shape. Okay. So the solid calcium carbonate obtained by filtration is not pure. Why? I identify one substance other than water which is mixed with the calcium carbonate and makes it impure. What should it be? Is produced during this reaction is sodium chloride, and as calcium chloride was in excess, so calcium chloride is also. You can write any one of them. Describe how the substance you have identified in D1 can be removed from the calcium carbonate by pouring water on the residue. Okay. Okay. Describe a test the student can do on the filtrate obtained in C to show that the calcium chloride used is in excess. Give the result the student obtained if the calcium chloride is in excess. As we have already mentioned in this diagram, that this filtrate contains NaCl as well as the excess of calcium chloride. So which test you can carry out? Okay, see, there are two ways. Number one, if you want to check whether there is calcium or not, so you should carry out test for calcium. So for testing calcium, we can use two reagents, add cal sodium hydroxide sodium hydroxide or sodium carbonate aqueous. So on adding sodium hydroxide and sodium carbonate, there would be white precipitate, white PPT of calcium hydroxide or calcium carbonate obtained. So it shows that calcium chloride was in excess. So the remaining calcium passes through the filter paper and it is the part of filtrate now. So this is one of the way. And another test that you can carry out. So make sure that carbonate has been consumed completely. So for checking carbonate, you can use alternate method. Then you can test for carbonate. So test for carbonate is add an acid, HCl or sulfuric acid. And the result would be no effervescence will be observed. Okay, there would be no effervescence.
So it's basically just as any acid we would add.
Yes, we can add any acid because if there would be uh, even the traces of carbonate would be there, it would definitely give effervescence. Got it?
G.
So actually this question was related to preparation of salt. So in such a case, we use one of the solution in excess.